So the Force is one of those bindings that's recommended a lot. It's like the binding, if you can't afford the Atlas, then get the Force. It's kind of like the Burton Mission to the Burton Cartel. It's the same kind of thing. It just, you know, slightly teched down, but, you know, we already talked a lot about that up there. This is just Pretty Lights time. You know, another twist. It's got an easy twist. I mean, I remember looking back at this high back when it was round. It used to be like round here. I remember looking at those compared to other bindings and go, God, those look janky. And then I rode them once, just once. And after the first few turns, suddenly this was the sexiest looking thing I'd ever seen, because it just has such a nice, sharp response for a binding of this price point and level. It's definitely on the like medium fast response side, and it's almost right there with the Atlas, and it really surprises you, especially like it's definitely a bump up compared to the Cartels or the Missions. Those are both slower edge to edge. You know, lots of good shock absorption. I like the toe ramp. I like the adjustability on this. You can rotate the high back. You can push the heel loop in. You can put the toe ramp in and out, so you can really dial it out to your boot. And like I said before, this ankle strap really grew on me. I was disappointed when I first saw this, and it felt minimized. And then the more I rode it, the more I realized it's a little longer than the old strap, and has, it seems like it's a little longer, and it feels like it has just as much support. And I feel like it's a nice balance between support and freedom of movement. You hear that a lot with Union, but that's kind of where they're at with their medium, you know, ankle straps. There's definitely a little more support going on with the Atlas strap this year for 18. But this is still really good. Toe straps, amazing. Ratchets, amazing. You know, you can see they do a lot to kind of minimize contact with the board. Still, compared to the mini discs, you're looking at, you know, a big difference in contact. And there's good butterability, but not great. This is more about better edge-to-edge transitioning and dampening up your ride a touch. By eliminating a little bit of that flex underfoot, you get a board that feels a little stiffer than, let's say, if you were comparing this to like a Union Contact Pro or something like that. But all in all, man, I just like this binding. It's not very heavy for its price point, and it does a really good job. So, you know, here you go. Little under the Pretty Light look of the Force. And there we have it. The only thing I wouldn't mind seeing is, like I said about the Atlas, is a pop top. You know, I would never want to get rid of this adjustability of the toe ramp, and I'd like to keep that there, but instead have 3 snaps here instead of a slide. This slides out, and I would rather have 3 snaps there that correspond to the 3 placements you can put the toe ramp, which would be really cool, because then you just never really have to worry about losing this screw right here unless you're adjusting the toe ramp. But when you're getting your bindings out and you're changing bindings from board to board, which is what I do a lot, but the customer does it more than most companies would think, and that's why so many other companies have the pop top. But I like it. I also like that compared to the Burton Mission, if you want to adjust this, you can do it on the fly. Where with Burtons, you kind of have to take them off the board and then do that, so it's a huge pain in the ass. So this really does fit a bigger boot than Burton. And all in all, I'm just super impressed with everything about the Union Force. While the Atlas is the favorite, this is still very recommendable if you can't swing the higher price of the Atlas.